What is going on, you guys? This is the Cubone here. And as you can see, I am wearing teal and black like a Duval cat. That's because I'm here to talk about the AFC South Division Champion, Jacksonville Jaguars. That's right, folks. They did it. After starting the season 3-7, going into their bye week, the Jacksonville Jaguars are in fact the AFC South champions with a record of 9-8. And still a lot of emotion, not just from what happened this week with the passing of Uche Nwaneri, someone who was very beloved in the Jaguar fan base and community, but also with what happened with Damar Hamlin on Monday Night Football. There was a lot of emotion going on around the NFL and NFL fans this week, but man, what a roller coaster of a season this has been so far. And the best part is that the season is not over yet. We get a playoff game next weekend, and it'll be either against the Baltimore Ravens or the Los Angeles Chargers, two teams that coincidentally the Jaguars have actually played against this season and have beaten this season. But this video, I really want to take the time to just say credit has to go for this season has to go to two people. The first one has to be Doug Pederson, all right? The head coach of the Jaguars. And to me, he should easily be someone who should be considered for Coach of the Year. And you can say, oh, well, Cubone, you're just being biased. You're a Jaguars fan. And maybe so. But also factor in the fact that the last two seasons for the Jaguars, they've been the worst team in the league. It's not even close. They were the worst team in the league over the last two seasons. They had the number one pick in 2021 and in 2022. And like I said earlier in this video, they started the season out 3-7. They had a 5-game losing streak where they lost to teams like the Broncos, the Colts, the Texans, the Giants, and the Eagles. That was the first game in that losing streak. And to come back from that 3-7 start and to win out, essentially, outside of the one game against the Detroit Lions, they won out and played themselves into a position to where they can win the AFC South in Week 18. I mean, that's a hell of a coaching job by Doug Pederson. He never was panicked. He was always a calming presence in that locker room. He was always someone that I felt like the players always believed in, that they could make a run and get back into the AFC South title contention. And before I even go any further, shout out to the Tennessee Titans. There was a good chance that I felt like they were going to win that game this Saturday night. And they were in the lead for the entirety of the game until about 3 minutes left in the game. That was when the Rayshon Jenkins had a forced fumble that was recovered by Josh Allen that ran back for a touchdown. So give credit to the Tennessee Titans. They did not make this an easy game for me to watch. But a win is a win, no matter how pretty it is. So, small little shout out to the Tennessee Titans. And the other person I wanted to talk about who deserves credit for this Jaguars run to go to finish the season off at 9-8 is someone who I wasn't a big fan of going into this season, or at least prior to the offseason I wasn't a big fan of, and that was Trent Baalke, the general manager. I had planned to do a video in the future talking about Trent Baalke. Well, the hell of it. I'm going to do it right now, folks. I wasn't the biggest fan of Trent Baalke going into this season, a lot of that has to do with the fact that as someone who's from the St. Louis area and, grew up a Rams fan, I kept tabs on the other teams in the NFC West. San Francisco was obviously one of them. Trent Baalke was a former general manager for the 49ers, and he had some questionable acquisitions and draft selections, to say the least, and was very notorious for not getting along with his coaches, all that kind of stuff. And when I heard that he was going to be the general manager for the 2022 season, I was like, all right, so be it. But I got my eye on you, Trent. The moment shit hits the fan in Jacksonville, I want you out. And you got to give credit what credit is due. All right. Look, I'm just going to read off some of the acquisitions that he has made in 2022 and in 2021 when he was the general manager for both those seasons. All right. All right. It's a pretty big list. All right. Some of these guys that I'm listing off right now were huge contributors to this season, whether it was as a starter or a rotational player, whether they were a free agent or a draft choice, or maybe they traded for that player or so on and so forth. Guys like Foye Oluokun, who leads the league in tackles, Foley Fatukasi, Rayshawn Jenkins, who had a big game this last Saturday night. And not only that, was a key reason why they won against the Dallas Cowboys. Christian Kirk, a guy who everyone criticized was getting too much money, all this and that. He had a career season this year. Zay Jones, a career year this season. Marvin Jones, a guy who's been a reliable receiver for Trevor Lawrence. Evan Ingram, another guy, career year at the tight end position for him. Darius Williams, a guy who has emerged in the last couple of weeks as another great corner to play opposite of Tyson Campbell, who, by the way, Tyson Campbell, what a draft choice he was in the second round. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence has been great. Travis Etienne he's been pretty explosive out of the running back position. Andre Sisco, a great safety that they drafted in the third round in 2021. Trayvon Walker, a bit up and down, but he played his ass off Saturday night when they needed him the most. Chan Muma, Devin Lloyd, a couple linebackers that they drafted in 2022. Luke Fortner, the starting rookie center. You have Brandon Sheriff that they brought in free agency. He's helped solidify that offensive line. Arden Key, a really good rotational pass rusher. Jamal Agnew, someone that they brought in 2021, has been extremely effective as the kick returner and punt returner. There's always and he had a 50-yard or 53-yard kickoff return in this game against the Tennessee Titans that just happened. So what more can I say? I listed off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 players that Trent Baalke brought in either as a free agent or a draft choice these last two seasons that are making huge dividends, and the reason why they're 9-8 is because of those players that he has brought in. And I didn't even bring in the fact that Walker Little was a second-round choice that is filling in for Cam Robinson and has done an excellent job. And Cam Robinson, they re-signed him at left tackle, and he's had his good moments, his bad moments, but he's been a serviceable left tackle as well. So that's another reason to at least give some credit to Trent Baalke. They didn't let one of their top players walk in free agency this last offseason. So credit goes to Trent Baalke, credit goes to Doug Pederson, credit goes to all those players on that roster. Ladies and gentlemen, all I gotta say now is just celebrate. Celebrate, everyone. The Jacksonville Jaguars are your AFC South champions. You all who know who I am now. I am the Q-Bone. I am signing off. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully talking about a Jaguars playoff victory next weekend. Take care, everyone. Go Jags.